numerous guests here today, and we will have our Webelos 2 Cub Scouts. We have 8 Webelos Cub Scouts heading into Boy Scouting today into 4 different troops. So we have representatives here from troops 177, 1218, 131, and 187. And we also have the pleasure of having our district executive, Mr. Wayne Schuber, with us today. Wayne, why don't you stand up real quick for the folks who don't know you? And no hat. Wayne has, how many hats do you probably have, Wayne? A lot. He has a lot of different hats, so when we go to the different scouting functions, we never quite know what hat he's going to be wearing. I think earlier this year when we had our recruiting night in September, he had something that was dangling and springing and boinging back and forth. Just a couple of announcements before we move along. One of the folks we want to make sure we recognize here today is Mr. Ken Berlin. Ken, can you stand up real quick? Can we give Ken a round of applause? Ken has held various posts throughout his scouting tenure, and currently he is the charter representative for PAX 177 and Troop 177, and the Celeron Legion has been very gracious over the years in providing a meeting place and funding by way of the pizza and wings that will be served today are compliments of the Celeron Legion. So Ken is a very important go-between and helps both the PAC and the troop basically function. So thank you for your presence here today, Ken. It's very, very much appreciated. Okay, also an announcement that this coming Tuesday we have a PAC Parent Workshop. It's a planning workshop the first Tuesday of every month, and that means it's this coming Tuesday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. and we meet over on the other side, kind of in the back corner there, and that's our opportunity to speak with the parents and the volunteers who help the PAC go. We have a lot of volunteers, and they're very much appreciated. So we take the opportunity the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. to go through the upcoming events in particular, the upcoming PAC meeting, as well as future events as well. So that's your opportunity to voice any suggestions, any concerns that you might have, and just get general information. And we've been doing that every month for, I don't know how many years. How many years have we been doing the PAC Parent? At least 10 years. Mr. Don Poole is here, and he's a former Cub Master of PAC 177. Also, just to make an announcement, Kelly Reinhardt, who is the Webelos 1 leader, has announced that Mr. Bill Plotz is now a Webelos 1 co-leader. So let's give Mr. Bill Plotz a round of applause for his volunteers. Thank you very much. We're very pleased to have a Webelos 1 this year. In prior years, there was a bit of a gap going through that year range. Last year it was the Bear Den. This year it's the Webelos 1 Den. And through our recruiting efforts this year, we've been able to bolster our Webelos 1 crew, and now we have 2 co-leaders and a bunch of Webelos 1 scouts who will, at the end of this scouting year in June, graduate and become Webelos 2 scouts. So thank you, Bill. Also, another announcement, this coming Saturday, March 6th, is the District Bowl-a-thon, and that will be at 2 p.m. at the Jamestown Bowling Company, and Kathy Poole is here, and she is the chairwoman for this year's event. So if you have any questions, Kathy's here today, you can ask her. I passed out bowl-a-thon forms at the last PAC Parent Workshop, but I don't think I got all the different dens, and then I was at the Wolf Den meeting, so I think I got the wolves, and I emailed as well. But if anybody needs a bowl-a-thon form, either see me or Kathy. We have forms up here. And if you need an extra form, if you've been very hardworking and filled one form out, we have extras for you to fill out as well. And also, back in December, during the Christmas season, Bill volunteered to arrange for a Salvation Army bell ringing session. And the first session was going to be at Tops Market, and that got canceled due to the weather. We got pounded with a pretty bad snowstorm that day, so the Salvation Army unfortunately canceled that session, canceled all their sessions for that day, but Bill worked with the Salvation Army and got another session going at the Chautauqua Mall in the section by the eating and that wing of the mall, and that went very well. And excuse me, I have a bit of a cold today. Bill wanted me to share with you a letter that the Salvation Army sent him to make sure that everybody heard about the great results of the Salvation Army bell ringing effort this year. It says, "Dear Cub Scout Pack 177, praise God, with your help we exceeded $100,000 during the Salvation Army's 2009 Red Kettle campaign. We could never have done it without your efforts and those of countless others in our community. Many people manned the kettle for 1 hour, others stood it for numerous hours, but everyone who volunteered was a part of the great success. Please accept my personal thanks for the time that you took out of your busy schedule to volunteer for this important effort. It was only with your help that we were able to raise such a significant amount of money. Your contribution of time helps provide funding for the following services: Christmas assistance, food pantry and financial assistance, senior citizens and children's programming, and the Domestic Violence and Rape Crisis Services Program. So once again, thank you. We know that you were blessed by giving of your time to help others in need. We hope you and your group will consider assisting us again next year. May God continue to bless you throughout the new year. And this is signed sincerely, Richard Best, who's the major of the Jamestown Salvation Army." So let's give Bill and all the volunteers who helped out a hand. It's a very worthy cause and a great effort. So we're hoping we can get even more people involved next year, and certainly are interested in doing that again in 2010. Oh, another thing that we are trying to do this year is spring is spring just around the corner? How many people think spring is just around the corner? Raise your hand. Oh, we have a bunch of pessimists here today, don't we? Well, with spring coming around the corner, and we get some warmer weather, and then it freezes at night, and then we get a thaw during the day, and we get some warmer weather. What are the trees doing? Can one of the Cub Scouts raise their hand and tell me what the trees are doing? Logan, what are the trees doing? They're getting ready to grow leaves. And in particular, what about the maple trees? Justin?
Get ready to make sap.
They're getting ready to flow sap, right? And one of the things we did as a fundraiser last year that we're going to try to, we have a few more details to work through. I just wanted to announce this to be on the lookout for some information coming along, is we're going to attempt to have a maple syrup sale again this year like we did last year. Last year was our first year. It went pretty well. It was very well run. Loretta volunteered last year, and what we're going to do is we'll be turning that over to somebody else. Hopefully we'll get a volunteer to help conduct the maple syrup sale and use those proceeds to not only fund the operation of the pack, but to bolster the individual scout accounts. As you know, as we do fundraisers, each of the scouts has an individual fund that Stacy Rayner so graciously keeps track of. So if you have any questions about the amounts, either ask me or ask Stacy if you see her around. And she keeps track of the scout accounts as they progress, with the goal of using the scout account money toward summer camp, scout uniforms, and books. And I know the popcorn sale this year was very successful. I think we had seven or eight scouts earn the Mallow bows, and we sure did have a lot of fun, didn't we? Remember I think it was the October Pack meeting when I demonstrated it? Do you remember that? The marshmallows flying all over the place? Well, that was a lot of fun. So just keep in mind that the maple syrup sale and any other fundraisers we do go toward the individual scout accounts as well, toward summer camp and uniform-related expenses.